Good morning. I think we're live here. Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie Persons, and I work for CryoCell International. We are a private cord blood bank, and I'm excited to be here with you all today. If someone can just give me a thumbs up in the chat and let me know that you're all good and that you can hear me, that'd be great. Not backstage. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Juliana, I see your note here, but I think we're live. Am I correct? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so welcome to, by now you already know where you are, the Prego Expo, the virtual event, and thank you for joining me today to learn about CryoCell and cord blood banking for your family. I'm excited to spend time and talk about the importance of cord blood stem cell preservation with you. Stem cell preservation is more important than ever today, especially as we learn and navigate our way through a pandemic. We participated in many baby expos, but this one looks a little different since we're virtual. Nonetheless, my goal today is to educate you on the importance of stem cell preservation and talk about how the process works, just as if we were in person together. Oh, excuse me, I'm just going to change my chat here to the backstage, or excuse me, to the stage chat so that I can see the questions that are posted. Okay, thank you so much. Now I'm on the right screen. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so as I was saying, among the many decisions that are being associated with being a new parent, one of the most important is to preserve your baby's umbilical cord stem cells. Saving your child's stem cells is an investment toward your family's future health that can last a lifetime. So before we continue, I'd like to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Katie Persons, and I'm a cord blood educator and a territory manager, and I'm coming to you live from sunny Tampa, Florida today. I've been working with families and providers for almost 8 years now, and I have 2 children of my own, and both of them have their stem cells preserved at CryoCell, and my husband and I made that decision prior to me working with CryoCell, so I understand what it's like to be in your shoes, doing a lot of research to decide if cord blood banking is the right decision for your family. And I can assure you that after an exhaustive amount of research, we ultimately decided that it was the best decision for us and both of our children. So now that we have our introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So there are several ways that you can connect with us beyond this info session. We do have a booth that you can pop into in the expo, and we will be live again today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And you can also click on the links that are inside of our booth, and it will take you to our website. And my personal information is also posted inside of our booth. And then we will be live again tomorrow in our booth. And there's plenty of time to post your questions either now while we're chatting live, or you can also post them in our booth and we will follow up with you. Okay, so today I'm going to address the most frequently asked questions that we receive from expecting parents. So the first question that I have for you today is, what is cord blood banking? What is cord blood banking. So cord blood banking is the process of collecting stem cells and cryogenically freezing them for potential future medical use in case your baby or someone in your family is diagnosed with one of the diseases that is approved to be treated using those stem cells. There are currently 80 diseases that are FDA approved, with an additional 150 diseases still in clinical trials. Our next question: what are the differences between cord blood and cord tissue? So cord blood is found in the umbilical vein and is mostly made up of hematopoietic stem cells. That means blood-derived stem cells. Cord tissue, or the Wharton's jelly, contains a second type of stem cell called a mesenchymal stem cell. The reason that we collect both the hematopoietic and the mesenchymal stem cell is because they treat different things. Mesenchymal stem cells are different from the hematopoietic because they can help regenerate cartilage, tendons, and bones. Those mesenchymal stem cells are currently undergoing clinical trials for sports injuries, heart and kidney disease, ALS, wound healing, and autoimmune diseases such as MS. So just like cord blood, cord tissue is easily collected at the time of birth and holds great potential in regenerative medicine. And just to give you an idea, about 70% of the families that store at CryoCell preserve the stem cells from both the blood and the tissue. The next question: why should I store my baby's cord blood and cord tissue stem cells? Okay, so there are an abundance of stem cells that can easily be collected and cryopreserved in case they are ever needed for the treatment of disease. 2020 has undoubtedly been a year of unpredictability, and this is a really good example for us to talk about. So with the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have noticed a shift in the medical community where we're really setting our sights on innovative treatment options. So there have already been multiple clinical trials that are in progress to test the safety and efficacy of umbilical stem cells in the treatment of respiratory problems that are induced by coronavirus. So that is one of the many examples of things that can come up during your lifetime, not necessarily what might happen in the first 5 years of your child's life, the first 5 years of their life, but what could happen in their lifetime that could lead them to could lead them to access those stem cells and need those stem cells. Okay, so yeah, and just to add on to that, we predict to see an increase in the need for expectant parents to store these valuable stem cells. Our next question is: what are the benefits of cord blood banking? So your baby's cord blood stem cells are a perfect match for baby. They're an acceptable match for mom and dad, and there's a 75% chance of being a match for siblings who share the same mother and father. About half of the stem cell transplants that have gone out from CryoCell have gone to treat a sibling, almost half. And that is why we recommend that you preserve the stem cells for all of your children. Statistics show that there is a greater chance for success in a stem cell transplant between siblings than with a stem cell transplant from an unrelated donor. There is also a reduced likelihood of graft versus host disease, which can be a major complication of a stem cell transplant. So again, if you are planning on having additional children, we highly suggest that you consider taking advantage of that once in a lifetime opportunity for all of your children. Next question. What happens if my child needs these stem cells? Okay, so if your child needs their stem cells that are preserved at CryoCell, you would contact us and we would put you in touch with our transplant coordinator, who will begin working with you and your transplanting physician to make sure that everything is handled properly. In the event that the treatment is still in clinical trials, our transplant coordinator, her name is Melissa, our transplant coordinator would contact the clinical trial on your behalf in an attempt to gain entry into that clinical trial. And then once it's time for the transplant, CryoCell will ship your baby's cryogenically frozen cord blood stem cells to the transplant location where they will be thawed in time for the procedure. The next question we usually get is, where can those stem cells be shipped? And the answer is that we can ship to almost any location in the world. There are only a few countries that we cannot ship stem cells to, so almost anywhere in the world. And we also have stem cells that have come to us from 87 countries around the world. Okay, the next question. How many uses can I get with a collection? And let me get my tool here. So each patient and their case is different. So it's up to the transplanting physician how much of the specimen is going to be used. So at CryoCell, we offer every family a 5-chamber blood storage bag that provides parents and doctors multiple treatment opportunities, because the 5-chamber bag has 5 independently sealed compartments. So this is the cartridge that goes inside of our freezers. And inside the cartridge is this 5-chamber bag. There we go. And this bag has 5 independently sealed compartments. So that means that your treating physician would determine what % of the specimen you need. And maybe it's 40%. So we can take 40% of the specimen out and send it to you and keep the 60% in preservation for future treatment opportunities. And again, every family that stores at CryoCell receives this 5-chamber bag. Our next question is, how long do cryopreserved stem cells last? So stem cells can be stored successfully long-term in a cryopreserved form. Bone marrow has been stored for decades and has remained viable. So there's no reason to believe that the same is not true of cord blood. So the latest data that we have shows viability at 27.5 years. CryoCell is the world's very first private cord blood bank. We opened in 1989, started storing stem cells in 1992. So that data, 27.5 years, most recently tested, showing viability. Viability meaning the stem cells can be used when they are needed. Next question, how is cord blood and cord tissue stem cells collected? So once you arrive at the hospital, you're going to have your CryoCell collection kit with you. You're going to let them know at admitting that you're going to be collecting your baby's cord blood and cord tissue. Once you do that and you get all checked in your room, the nurse is going to draw 5 tubes of blood from mom. The reason we draw 5 tubes from mom is 3 tubes are tested with the specimen for infectious disease, and 2 tubes are stored for future testing, because sometimes the CDC will add a new disease that we need to test the blood for, such as COVID-19. Because we were not testing for COVID last year, we now can sample, we can test our specimens because we have them in the freezers and we don't have to request new blood samples. Zika would be another one that was added by the CDC that we were not testing for many years ago that we now are testing for. Okay, so you arrive at the hospital, you have your kit, you've gone through admitting, you're settled in your room, hopefully settled, and you've got your 5 tubes of blood that have been drawn. And then the cord tissue and the cord blood are collected immediately after birth, and that can happen in a vaginal or a cesarean delivery. So once the cord is cleaned and clamped and cut, your provider and the staff that is with you will collect the cord blood. This is our FDA approved cord blood bag. Now my bag is not in the same condition as the cord blood bag that you would receive. Your bag would come in a sterile pouch, but I use mine for show and tell, so it has some wear and tear. But this is a, as I mentioned, an FDA approved cord blood collection bag. And this is the needle that, well, there's a needle in here that goes into the vein, umbilical vein, and that is how the blood goes into the collection bag. And please do not worry, mom or baby are not harmed and they do not feel a thing. So once the cord blood is collected, we also collect a sample of the cord tissue or the Wharton's jelly. So we have our cord tissue collection cup. This normally has an antibacterial solution in it, but we ask for 4 to 8 inches of the umbilical cord, and it goes inside the tissue collection cup. And then once that's completed and you've had skin-to-skin time with your baby and things have settled down, you contact CryoCell. There's an 800 number on the outside of the box. You contact CryoCell and we dispatch a medical courier to your delivery location to pick up the kit and get it ready for transportation to CryoCell, where we will begin the processing of the specimens and prepare them for storage. Okay, so the next question is, how do I enroll or get more information on banking? So the enrollment process takes about 10 minutes to complete and just involves some simple information about you and your healthcare provider. And there's a couple ways that you can enroll. The first is when we finish here, we're going to post a link that you can just click and quickly fill out a form. You can also contact us over the phone, by chat, and also by email, and we can be reached day and night. How do I get a collection kit? And then what do I do with it? So after the enrollment process is complete and payment arrangements have been made, keep in mind that there are no fees charged until the date we receive your specimen. And unless you opt in for a financing option, we do offer 12 and 24-month financing options. So once your enrollment process is all complete and you have secured your kit reservation, your kit will be shipped immediately to you upon enrollment or within 30 days of your due date. Upon arrival of the kit, please remember these couple of steps. Number 1, you want to keep your kit at room temperature. We don't want the kit exposed to temperatures hot or cold. It's super hot in Florida today, but I think it's snowing out west. So we always want to make sure, excuse me, I'm so sorry about that. But we want to make sure that your kit is not exposed to extreme temperatures. Second, feel free to open your kit. There is some information that may need to be filled out inside the kit, and there are parental instructions that you can look at, and you may need to sign something. Remember to take your kit with you to the hospital. And maybe you can assign someone that will be traveling with you to help you remember to take your kit with you to the hospital. And then call CryoCell after the delivery to schedule the courier to come to your delivery location to pick up your collection kit. Okay, so we are starting to wrap up here. So I just want to leave you with a couple of things. What makes CryoCell different? So as I mentioned, CryoCell is the world's very first cord blood bank, and we opened in 1989 and we began to process stem cells in 1992. We are a publicly traded company. We're an international company. We have specimens from over 87 countries around the world, and over 500,000 parents have stored their stem cells with CryoCell. We have representatives that speak many languages: English, Spanish, Chinese, Russian, Armenian, just to name a few. Now, we offer families a $100,000 engraftment guarantee. That means that So I want to share that 100% of our specimens that we have ever sent out have been viable upon thaw. That means that families have been able to use them when they need them. So because of the science and our advanced processing of the specimen, we have a $100,000 engraftment guarantee because we believe so strongly in our process that these stem cells will be viable when you need them. We have an advanced processing method that allows us to capture more healthy stem cells than any other processing used by any other cord blood bank. As I mentioned, we have an insulated collection kit. We have an FDA-approved collection bag. We have that 5-compartment storage bag. And we have more accreditations than any other private cord blood bank. So that is a lot of information that we've talked about today. And I can also see some questions that you guys are posting in the chat here. How fast does the kit arrive? It really just depends on where you're delivering. In Florida, we get kits on the same day, but we like to have them within a day or two of baby being born. Okay, so as we're wrapping up here today, I am excited to be able to share with you a special offer for Prego Expo's attendees. So what we have today is a really great and unique offer that I want to share, and that is a no-risk offer with a special add-on. So the no-risk offer means that you sign up during our 3-day event and you reserve a kit. We highly suggest enrolling ahead of time, especially during this event if you can, and taking advantage of a kit reservation form. We have seen a huge demand and increase for CryoCell cord blood collection kits and stem cell preservation, especially since the pandemic. So we highly recommend making a kit reservation. So once you click the link, and my friend Amy from CryoCell is going to post that link is going to take you to an easy enrollment form. And again, this is a no-risk link. It's a no-risk reservation. We don't take any money from you. Once you fill out the form, our client services team will contact you and they will ask you a couple questions about you and your healthcare provider. And then from there, you would decide on when you want to receive your collection kit, depending on when your due date is. Okay, so once that's done, we have a promotional price for Prego Expos that's $550 off of cord blood banking and $1,120 off of cord blood and cord tissue banking. We also have a $50 e-certificate to Amazon for the first 20 people that enroll from the Prego Expo. I know we had a few come through last night, and we are expecting to reach capacity on that special promotion, that add-on giveaway. Again, that's a $50 e-certificate to Amazon if you fill out that no-risk offer and kit reservation form before the event ends tomorrow. And then I just want to leave you with this. We also offer an 18-year and lifetime plan that has a significant discount of up to 70%. And we also have a price match guarantee. There is a small annual storage fee of $175 a year for cord blood and $175 a year for cord tissue. So that would be a small annual fee of $350 a year if you store both. So, preserving your baby's cord blood is extremely important, and we don't want your finances to be the reason that you do not store, especially because of the demand that we have seen with coronavirus. So if you feel burdened by the cost, then please contact us and we will find a way to work with you. You can also contact me directly. My information is going to be posted in our chat here, and I'm happy to navigate you through the entire process, but it is a very easy process for us to talk through. I'm just going to look over here and make sure that all the questions are being answered. Peek in the chat here. Oh, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so Erin is asking, where is our facility located? So we are located, as I mentioned, we're an international company. We're in 87 countries around the world. We are headquartered in a small town just outside of Tampa called Oldsmar. And we are in a Category 5 hurricane-proof bunker. We have double cement walls. We have 365 days a year security monitoring, 24 hours a day. System monitoring, backup systems are in place. We have 60 days of liquid nitrogen backup and a emergency generator on site. And we are first on the emergency backup list if we ever were to lose power. And yeah, Amy just posted some more information about our facility. And then, hi, Ivy, welcome back. I think we chatted a little bit last night. Okay, so, oh, I think I have to wrap up here. My time is running out. But Ivy, we are gonna post, can you drop your email in here and I can communicate with you directly, because there's two different prices. That depends on if you are storing the cord blood or the cord blood and the cord tissue. So there's going to be two different price options for you. Perfect. Okay, well, thank you all for joining. I'm signing off for now, and I am going to jump over into our CryoCell booth. So if you have some more questions, please join me over there, and we'll get all of your questions answered. So thank you so much. We are live again later today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So goodbye for now. Thank you.